Good evening, Gills fans. Welcome back to another episode of Gills in the Blood TV. The football season is back. 48 hours to go, just under, and we go to Accrington. So, Boz is back for his first Gills-related vlog since March, pre-ankle break. Good to have you back properly, mate. I know we did a little bit with the World Cup, but as good as that was, this is what it's all about.
It's good that I've recovered just in time, really, isn't it?
That's it, definitely. Yeah, looking forward to the proper football starting again. But before we get into Saturday, team news, previews, etc., we are going to talk about this man coming up on your screen right now. Thomas Holy has been linked to Borough, West Ham, Everton, Crystal Palace and Arsenal in the last few days, apparently.
Did you say West Ham? I'm sure they were.
I think I did say West Ham, yeah. Can we really see him go Arsenal? No disrespect to Thomas Holy, who had a very good season last season.
I think I said on Twitter, I think Palace, if he's going to go, I think Palace is a perfect club for me.
Palace was the one last season, wasn't it, that got mentioned in January. So that seems to be the one that might be the runner. West Ham, you're not sure because Pellegrini has gone and had a bit of an overhaul. So unless he goes in as backup or third choice. I can only see him being third choice in the Premier League side without being... no disrespect to him.
Palace, I still think Palace, he might get games. Because they have Hennessy, who's prone to an error. And Speroni's not getting any younger. Which I thought he'd gone.
Is he still there?
I'm sure he's just on a one-year deal.
Oh, fair enough. But he's nearly 14. So yeah, that could be the one, I suppose.
That's the most logical one for me. If he's going to go, it's to Palace.
So that is out of the Premier League teams, or I suppose if he goes Championship, he might have...
Did someone say West Brom? They just signed Bond and Sam Johnson, so I can't see that happening.
No, I can't see him going there. That must have just been a Twitter sort of rumour, but no. But we don't want him to go. I don't.
No, not at all. Tom Hadley's got a big future, but at the moment, he is number two. Holy's earned his opportunity.
Yeah, and regardless of that, we suddenly don't want to be thinking, hang about, we've got 8 days before, or whatever it is, 9 days before the window shuts.
Bar a striker, a keeper's probably the most difficult thing to...
And our two keepers are 21 and 17, 18 or whatever it is, which is Louis Catterall, who again looks a decent size at such a young age, but he's by nowhere near ready to be suddenly be number two. It'd just be very inexperienced. But reward for his hard work, I suppose, regardless of whether it's true or not.
I hope if it does happen, it's not on deadline day.
Yeah, that would be frustrating.
Some people say, obviously, if he was to go to an Arsenal, say...
if they come calling, he's going to go, let's be honest.
I understand that.
Fair play to him.
There's an option that we can keep him for the season.
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it, if we get him for a decent fee and then they say, right, you can have him back for 12 months.
Because his contract's up next year anyway, isn't it? If you're scaling now or lower, we need to be offering him a new deal now.
Yeah, I think, and obviously if we get approached, if anyone comes in with an offer approaching sort of 400,000 upwards, I think...
Yeah, some of the fees I thought were a bit OTT on Twitter, what people were saying. Someone said 4 million because Premier League clubs do spend that on third choice goalkeepers.
And then just to go down the Johnny
Sensible route. I think if they do that, they're very young, the likes of Joe Hart sort of goalkeepers.
Yeah, and then someone made the sensible comparison and said, well, hang about, Bradley Dack was in the last year of his contract and he went for $750,000 and he's a lot further down in terms of progress. So 4 million's probably behind the sky.
What Gazaniga went for 2.5, didn't he?
I read something today. It was $750,000 initial fee or something, and then it went up on appearances. So it probably got close to 2 million.
I had a chat with Stocky the other night about it, and I'd never particularly rated Gazaniga. I do rate Holy. I think Holy's a better keeper than Gazaniga. At
the same stage, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what we get. But
it's interesting. I just wish he wasn't. The window is coming up, isn't it? The deadline's coming up.
Yeah, so we don't want to be letting too close and then having to rush around to bring someone in for the sake of it. But anyway, enough about the big Czech Republic stopper. Callum Reilly, this man, coming up on your screen now. Says he's excited to be back. Writes for the Shouting Men today. Says that he played some of his best football on loan last season with us, and that was the logical decision at the end of the day between going elsewhere or coming all the way down south. He says it's the furthest south he's ever ventured. How good a signing is Callum Reilly?
I just think he's what we missed last season. Like, I didn't see a great deal of him. Obviously, I missed a big chunk, but what I did see was suddenly Byrne looked a different player. Like, he looks a lot better once Reilly came in. Yeah,
we just seemed to then suddenly have. I think Steve Lovell touched on it in the question and answer session last week. We weren't labelling people. We weren't pigeonholing people as sitters or attackers. They were just all good centre midfielders.
I like the fact that he's left-footed because we don't have too many left-footers.
I was going to say that's the massive thing for me is he offers real balance in there. If we're going to play a diamond, which we'll get onto in a little while, he plays from that side for me. Bingham's left-footed, but obviously we've got to be careful that we're not going to start sitting here and saying he could be key, definitely. But
I think he will. I don't think he will be instantly.
But we've got to bear in mind he only played 10 games season. He's coming back from a broken leg, so we've been in this position with holding midfielders before and big injuries, unfortunately. Aaron Morris. But yeah, in terms of I think that was after Parrott. That was probably the most impressive signing of the window. I think.
If you look as well, like obviously renewing Byrne and Zakwani was key, but
yeah, definitely.
I think Parrott and Reilly as for
they were probably the standout ones, weren't they? Yeah. And I sort of split the signings into two, and that was the experience, which was them two plus Barry Fuller, and then the potential, which was Hanlon, Reese, and Charles Cook, who we'll get onto in a second. But talking to Barry Fuller, he is obviously back with a football club for a second spell. We all know about his role in promotion 2008-9 under Mark Stimpson, Wembley winning captain. But he says he's effectively come back because he feels he had unfinished business after having his first spell cut short with a really bad knee injury. And they said, according to the newspaper, they thought he would never play again. He had about a 30% chance.
It was quite a serious condition. I'm sure he got diagnosed with something.
It says in here it's something to do with, it wasn't just like a normal sports injury. It says it was akin to people that had been in head-on car crashes at high speed.
Yeah, I'm sure it was a lot more serious than what we thought at the time.
And then he got told he had, well, like I suggested, 30-35% chance of playing again. And then Barnett took a punt, and they said you can probably only play 20 games that season, and he played nearly all of them. So that probably says about him more so than his footballing ability. I don't think he'd be first choice for what it's worth.
No, I don't. I think it's a very low risk move. I think it's a win-win all round.
In terms of experience, it's massive. How big's he going to be in the dressing room? We've lost like Lee Martin. We lost.
And he's a former
Scott
captain,
Wagstaff.
so yeah, he does have a voice.
So it's another one. He can help out with Gabby Zakwani and stuff like that, and he'll probably get games in. Check a trade.
I think he'll play most of the cup games. He'll probably make sub appearances, maybe.
Yeah, I think he'll play from time to time. Definitely, yeah. So I think.
It also gives you the option that if we were to venture down the winger route, I know Lovell said he's not a fan of it.
He said maybe get an O'Neill further
forward. If we do,
forward,
then O'Neill, like I said to you with Garlston before, I think they could both play out well.
Well, also, didn't Luke O'Neill last season under Adrian Pennant tucked in as a third centre half? So if we had to do that at times, then at least we've got a ready-made replacement. And we've said, however,
it takes the pressure off O'Neill as well, because like we said before, we get right backs, they get injured, and then we rush them back. We did it with Jackson umpteen times.
And then on the other side, it puts pressure on Luke O'Neill because he knows he's got to play well, otherwise he's out the side, which is great. So yeah, I see what you mean about takes the pressure off him if he hasn't got to rush back, or if he needs a rest, we can give him an afternoon off or a half off or whatever. Yeah. So for me, it's low risk.
I think Luke O'Neill will benefit from it because he won't have to play.
100%, yeah, definitely, because he knows he can have a breather from time to time, which would be excellent. And then. Right, on top of that, obviously, because it's just a lot of the players talking ahead of the first game. Bradley Garmston, for me, I've put him down. I did a thing on Facebook with all the squad numbers today. I said he's one of the three that I'm excited about seeing this season. He looks to finally be fully fit. Touch wood. So, don't move the studio. It'd just be great to get a proper campaign out of him, wouldn't he? Just so he can go and prove everyone that he's one of the best left backs, one of the best wing backs in this division.
I think he's certainly the best athlete at the club.
Yeah, if he's on the pitch,
really
of
got
course,
an engine on him, hasn't he?
And he could be, again, it's like a new signing, isn't it? He played back end of last season pretty consistently, but he never looked 100% in terms of form or fitness.
We criticised him once or twice, didn't we? Because
but he missed pre-season again.
Yeah, he looked like he was holding back a bit, and hopefully that's now behind him.
Yeah, so if he's had a pre-season, again, touch wood, he seems to be fully fit, so hopefully he can hit the ground running, and that'd be excellent. Regan Charles Cook speaks briefly about linking up with Steve Lovell, said it was a no-brainer. He's been played under him at Charlton before. And like we said, potential. I think he looks like he's got a lot of ability. I think we're going to have to bear with him from time to time.
I think I said to you at Dartford watching him, I think he'll be in the 18 most weeks. I don't think he'll start many.
Yeah, I think, and to be fair, he's probably now, if we're going to say Elliot List might push on and become a starter, he might be in a similar position that Listy's been in the last couple of seasons. We're not saying he doesn't know where he plays, but he'll probably get 20 minutes here, 15 minutes here, half hour here, depending on the types of games. But I think that'll benefit him more
than sitting in Charlton's reserves. So,
of course, yeah, it's proper football at the end of the day. And he played 30 plus games for Woking in the National League last season, so he's had a good grounding in terms of men's football. And the last one was Naveed Nasseri, who I actually put down in my season preview as one that might break through this season as a youngster. I didn't put Elliot List in the group of youngsters because he's been in around the first team for quite a while now. But he is still very young, of course.
I can't wait to see him. I've still not seen him play.
But Naveed Nasseri, he only played 4 times last season. I thought he played more than that, but scored 1 goal. But he just looked very inconsistent. And I think Steve Lovell's spoken to him in the paper and said that add consistency to your game, and he has come out and said, where is it, excuse me, there is more to come from me 100%. The fans only got a glimpse last season. I only played 4 games. This season, hopefully I can get 30 plus games and the fans and team can see what I really have to offer. So, I think it's exciting. I mean, he probably, if you look at that squad, logically, you can, if you play a 4-4-2 diamond or a 4-3-3, you probably say we've got 2 in each position now, in terms of, right, some of them are going to be younger backups as opposed to more experienced that we've got in other positions, but you have to trust them, don't you, I think? So.
Well, they wouldn't be here if Lovell didn't have trust in them.
Of course, yeah. He'd go out and buy someone or get someone in on loan. He has said in here that he's hopeful to get 2 more in on loan before Saturday or next weekend at least. So, but the loan window's longer, isn't it? That's till the end of the month.
I think that runs till the 31st.
Yeah, but any permanent
I'm sure there's
transfers.
like a couple of days after the window shuts where you can't do nothing, then it opens again.
And while we're talking about transfers, sorry, the sun's shining on Bozzy. Yeah, can't do anything about that.
Like I'm in the X-Men.
There's a certain ex-Gills striker that got released by his team this afternoon, and suddenly most Gills fans on Twitter have put 2 and 2 together and come up with about 500.
Oh, I haven't been on Twitter this afternoon.
Cody McDonald has been released by Wimbledon, so it's a tough one. I'm not going to lie, because he is a club legend, modern day, scored a lot of goals for us. But
that really surprises me because they've lost Taylor.
We've got 7 strikers if you include Nolan Bow. We've got 6 that you could probably say are senior strikers if you exclude Nolan Bow. Where would he actually be in the pecking order if he did come back? That would be my only sort of, and I wouldn't want him to come back a la like a Bob Taylor years ago and just ruin that legacy that he created with his first couple of spells. So it's an interesting one, something to think about, but for me, I'm probably just going to say no at the moment. Well, I don't know what your thoughts are.
See, the heartstrings pull a bit, don't they?
Exactly, that's what it is. The heartstrings says, yeah, it'd be lovely.
For him, will he start every week? No. I don't think so.
I think he'll probably go League 2 or maybe National League or, dare I say, Bellerecce, and get paid a decent.
Essex way, isn't
get paid a pretty penny to play for them. So we'll see what happens. But anyway,
I mean, Hesson Tyler's at Eastleigh, and I think he's married to Hesson Tyler's daughter.
Is he?
Yeah, I'm sure because I said him and Jake.
I did not know that. The other thing would be maybe if Nels has a word and tries to get them to go Yeovil, because I know they're best buddies and all. So
yeah,
for me, it's probably a no. Just
I think it's a no.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
it's a difficult decision. That I didn't know that.
Yeah, released. It was only a couple of hours ago, so it's an interesting one. Like you say, they've lost Lyle Taylor, so they must have some in the pipeline. I know they've got James Hanson in on loan, but it's a different type of player. Didn't he? No, yeah, he went to Sheffield United and probably it was a step too high. Yeah. But anyway, enough about him. Right, on to the proper business now, and that is Saturday, and that is a match preview as we take on last season's League 2 champions, Accrington Stanley. Right, quick adjust to the set, we can see Boz again. Steve Lovell's basically just said pre-season it serves a purpose, but it's gone on a bit. It tends to drag after a while, and it'd be good to get the first game going. He stated in his press conference today that he's confident we have a plan A, B and C, which I'm assuming is Diamond 4-3-3 or 3-5-2.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's something we're only going to learn now. That's probably pretty obvious. But yeah, in terms of team news, we looked really healthy a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? I think it was only Tom Eves that was missing.
Yeah, and now suddenly they started dropping.
But now Tom Eves apparently is fit and raring to go and has looked good in training. Even though I saw a picture of him on social media with someone used to have a bandage around his ankle. So
yeah,
read into that what you will. But the 2 that are confirmed out are Josh Reese and Elliot List, which for me is a real shame for Listy because I think he's been brilliant throughout the summer and running to brilliant form. So
I think he was probably the first name on the team sheet.
I think he would have started, yeah. So we have a choice to make up top now. So I've put down Eves as probably 50-50. We both think bench probably, if anything, don't we? Connor Wilkinson's had a dead leg and a 5-string. I think he's probably 60-40 in favour of maybe playing.
I think that's best for one. I think you start Wilkinson, and if he's tiring, you bring on Eves maybe like
yeah, that could work. Yeah, and then the other one, obviously, we was waiting on from last Saturday. Mark Burney's available. He's not been banned, which was lucky for me. It was stupid.
I've still not seen it, but from
I haven't seen it. But from all the reports, if you're lashing out at someone in a friendly, it's just daft. And from his own point of view, risking his first 3 games of the season after having an absolute belter last time, like last campaign, it was just. But we'd got away with it, so we move on. In terms of Accrington, John Coleman, I've just noticed today on social media, has been saying it's been tricky in terms of getting players in. I think they've just signed someone, a winger, who was there right at the back end of last season. Don't get me to try and pronounce his name because I can't. I think he played like the last 8 games and they've now signed him on a permanent. But they've lost their keeper.
I've just said to you before we've done this, they was a little bit similar to Shrewsbury when they had a good season last year, but we've got some names there, some names of players that have gone.
So we've got Aaron Chapman's gone Posh, Peterborough. Janoy Donachian has gone Ipswich. Apparently it's being classed as a loan at the moment, so they're waiting on a work permit. So he's effectively left. That's a centre-half that played 51 games, I think, last season for them, so that's going to be a big miss. And we think Caden Jackson's off to Ipswich as well.
It's been agreed, yeah.
It looks on social media like there's been a bid.
You wouldn't think he's going to play because they're not going to risk losing out on that money, are they?
Not if there's a bid in excess of $1 million for Accrington. That's probably sorted the year out, isn't it, to be fair. So, but we have to concentrate on what we're doing, and obviously they've still got a key man, Billy Key. See what I did there? That was appalling. I think he scored something like 55 goals in 3 seasons for him. So if he steps up,
I think he left once before. I think he went to Burton. It didn't quite work out, and he went back there. He's a little bit like a Cody, where it just works for him there.
Yeah, it seems to fit. He scores goals. He plays regularly. He's loved by the fans, and rightly so. He fired them to the Championship last season effectively, and good luck to him. And I've said, I did my league prediction on my season preview. I've actually got Accrington to get relegated. Sorry, Accrington fans, but I would love you to stay up. But I just think if Billy Key doesn't score goals, then I fear for him a little bit. Yeah,
I worry how many they're going to concede because, you know, like you said,
that's a massive gap. So if you take that centre half out and then Billy Key struggles to form, then suddenly they're going to be in problems at both ends. I do hope they stay up. It'd be great.
Caden Jackson was the one I thought we should have looked at in like January sort of time last year.
Yeah, because all the name was about Key last season, wasn't it? And then all of a sudden Caden Jackson's come out of nowhere a little bit and he's off to the Championship. So, but yeah, we need to concentrate on what we're doing. We've picked a team and we've actually agreed, haven't we? 11 men.
Yeah.
So our team, no disagreements, which is a little bit weird. That will change throughout the season, don't panic. Thomas Holy in goal.
Yeah.
We're both going to go with a diamond, but we don't think Steve Lovell will.
We both think he's going to go for it at the back.
But if it was us, we would go Luke O'Neill, Max Amar, Gabriel Zaquani, Bradley Garmston, Billy Bingham just in front, Mark Byrne and Callum Reilly from the sides of a diamond, Dean Parrott at the tip, behind Connor Wilkinson and Josh Parker. And then on the bench, Tom Adler, Alex Lacey, Barry Fuller, Regan Charles Cook, Navi Nasseri, Tom Eves, and this was the last bit where we had a little disagreement. We couldn't decide between Liam Nash and Brendan Hanlon. I said maybe Hanlon.
I just think Nash has earned it.
That's what he said, and I can't disagree with that. Nash is out of chance.
I wonder if Nasseri drops out of that and Hanlon goes in maybe.
Be very top heavy, wouldn't it? But then you could maybe change the system and go to 3 in midfield, just a flat 3.
But yeah. If we start with a back 3 like we think, then you probably swap Lacey and Bingham around.
Yeah, that would probably be it. And then suddenly you've got your extra midfielder on the bench, so plenty of options.
Yeah.
Which is good to see. Obviously, there's a couple of frustrations that are missing, but we have to just get on with it. Right, it is that time. Match prediction. I've written one down.
Yeah.
Go.
1-0 Gills, Josh Parker.
Ooh, see, I've sat on the fence a little bit. First game of the season, like you say, you don't want to get beat. I don't think Accrington will go full out because they won't want to get beat. First game ever at this level.
I think so.
It is, yeah. So I'm going to say Accrington 1, Gills 1, and I've gone Dean Parrott. I don't think that would represent a disastrous start to the season. I'd love us to win, of course. I've said
it 200 of times. At any point away is a good point.
Exactly, yeah. But then we've got to sort out the home form this season, haven't we? So only time will tell on both fronts. But yes, that is us done. First match preview of 2018-19. Let's hope it's a good one. As always, thanks for watching. We are well over 800 now, 810 or 811 I look this afternoon. Thank you very much. And as always, until next time, up the Gills.